Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little lovelies out there. And how I love you all so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delish. And that life is treating you most deliciously, and I hope that the weather's super duper delicious and wonderful wherever you are, my little beautifuls. Handles. Okay, my delicious babies. So it's time, Mr. Wolf. So it's 12 midday on the 27th of June 2026. My delicious babies. That doesn't mean no, just got an itch. And I hope that you're feeling the love. You continue to feel the love, my little honey bunnies. Now then, yeah, so I've got to get out the front and get some more weeding done, my delicious babies. But thing is, there isn't so many weeds because I've been looking at this, oh God, terribly itchy nose. I'm sure it's a surprise. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, what it is, I've got to get the next lot of weeds that I'm going to get up. I'm going to put them all into like a little container. That doesn't mean no. You know, like the container that they send that, for us to put all of our veg cuttings and everything, just so that they can feed it back to us, after we've gone to the shops and went and paid for the veg. And fruit, my delicious babies, it's that one. And then what I'm then going to do, my delicious babies, is I'm going to turn it into like a fertilizer. Okay, my delicious babies, so it's all natural, all natural. Okay, my delicious babies. Now then, so what have I got to tell you today? So, yeah, it's only going to be a quickie video today, my delicious babies, because as we know, my videos never get out anyway, but there's always someone seeing and there's always someone hearing, okay? So, this is something I'd like you to take a look at, my delicious babies. Now, this uploader happens to have 633 subscribers, my delicious babies, okay? Now, never came up on my feed. It was me fishing, fishing around something else. Okay, my delicious babies now then. And this uploader, capital J on YouTube, my delicious babies. James, I'll spell this for you. JAYMES, but it's got numbers as well. 420. Okay, sorry, I've just got hair in my mouth. Okay, so it's James 420 altogether, my delicious babies. Now this video is just over 10 minutes long. Okay, my delicious babies, and it is called. The video should read "Titty Cut Follies." Schizophrenia patient Vladimir, and then in brackets 1967. Okay, my delicious babies to wear 1919. Okay, I'll just repeat that again for you. Titty cut follies, schizophrenia patient Vladimir. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, why am I mentioning this? Why am I mentioning this, my delicious babies? Well, the reason why I mention this is because this your man here now, with anybody not in that way, he's clearly explaining to, I don't know, what seems to be some sort of doctor, I don't know, some sort of, what do they call them? These, I don't know, therapist or something, I don't know. I mean, there's labels for everything, isn't there, my delicious babies? But anyway, what your man here now is explaining is that he feels that since he's been in this place, he's got a lot worse. Okay, now he's asking the question, so to speak. Okay, well, why should he be taking medication, or why should he say how many times he's going to the toilet, or this is very important, my delicious babies, and this is 1967. I assume it's been taken from a documentary, part of a documentary, my delicious babies, okay? Well worth a listen to this, okay? What your man is doing here is he's clearly questioning, okay? So what he's basically saying is, does that make him, well, words to effect, does that make him schizophrenic or something like this now? Because he questions things. Now, my delicious babies, have been, that doesn't mean no, have been talking about this now then, there we are, for years, okay? Okay, you could get the odd mankind who, very sadly, they are extremely poorly. Okay, my delicious babies, and very sadly, um, should they happen to be part of society or society to where, well, very sadly, especially if they happen to have some sort of item on themselves, they can create much damage and much sadness now, okay? Because they are clearly very unwell, okay? Um, but for this man here, he's explaining quite clearly how he feels. And it appears to myself, my delicious little babies, that he's not being listened to. Okay? Now, I could say that about many. I mean, I used to deliver parcels, and when, well, anyway, ones who are very kind enough to listen to my channel will know this. Okay? So thank you for any views, for any likes, the occasional comments, bless you. But, and I remember that I had to deliver parcels, you know, to, well, it's, you know, it's classed as a, well, you know, it's like a mental institution of some sort, care marginalistic babies. And I tell you what, it's like being in a padded cell. I mean, you have to press the buzzer, then you have to go through one door, then you have to go through another door. And I tell you what, when it shuts behind you, marginalistic babies, it's like, the only way to explain it, it feels heavy, you know, in your noddle, it feels heavy, like boom, do you know what I mean, marginalistic babies, okay? And so I thought, well, okay. So to get in there is like Fort Knox, and to get out is like Fort Knox. Rewind and start again. Fort Knox, my delicious babies, okay? But I was delivering parcels, you know what I mean, okay? As I did around the area, okay? And you know, the point is, my delicious little babies, I personally do not feel that 3/4 should ever be in a mental. I'm getting all mixed up today, my delicious babies. Anyway, rightfully so. Should be in a mental institution. You see, there's too much, in my view, my delicious little babies. Pop a pill, pop a pill. Where did a pop a pills come from? There we are, my delicious little babies. It's just a question, isn't it? Just a question, yes. So, and of course, ones will take them, feeling that it is going to help them, which, in actual fact, in many cases, to where it really doesn't seem to help them very much at all, my delicious babies. In fact, it messes up their effing brains, man, even more. Turns them into scrambled egg. Okay, my delicious babies. So, very interesting video to listen to there. Now then, that one's ticked off. Now then, my delicious babies, and it sort of reminds you what's going on in the world now, doesn't it, my delicious babies? You know, with different things now. You know, how many times you go to the toilet, you know. Just like I mentioned years ago, there we are, my delicious babies, to do with, you know, where they've got the powers to see through walls, you know, with all this heat business and all that shit. Okay, my delicious babies, well, I talked about this, there we are, many years ago. Okay, so for myself, this is nothing new. But what right, just like cameras, I mean, that in itself sends you doolally. I mean, which is going to bring me to the next videos that I want to discuss. Then I'm going to be over and out. You know, just like, sorry, excuse me, my delicious babies. All these cameras and everything like this now then. So at the end of the day, nobody's asked for any of these, have they? None of us, you and I, have asked for this, to be surveilled everywhere that we go. Okay? I've been going through it for a long time. There we are now, my delicious babies, okay? Yes, I mean, there's cameras everywhere. Yes, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about personally for myself and what myself has been going through. Okay, now, you know, at the end of the day, you know, if you know who it is, then, you know, you can find some way of making steps to, you know, to, I'd say halfway do something about it. But when you do not know who it is, that makes it even the more difficult, doesn't it, my delicious little babies? You know what I mean? This is enough to mess with anybody's noddle, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. So, what's the point I'm making? So even though I'm walking around freely, okay, well, you know, that's what they say we are, freely, my delicious little babies, the fact of the matter is that really it's not freedom, is it? So, if my dog and bone that I'm talking into the camera now to your beautiful selves, my delicious babies, my dog and bone has been spied on, because you see I've got the green thing there. It's the green which says that it's been recording. Okay, that it's recording. Sorry, that's not the correct English. Well, I have that every time with the blue symbol messages. I have that. So if somebody sends me a message and I type back, that's there. If it's my WhatsApp, that's there. If I call anybody or they call me, you know, usually always it's friends, you know, my WhatsApp, that's there. You know, if I type out a message, that's there. Okay, if somebody calls me normally on a dog and bone, that's there. Okay, my delicious little babies, it never used to be. Okay, but so this is becoming to the point, there we are, of damn well effing ridiculous, man. I've had buggies in my home and outside my home, but I do not know where they are. Okay, and then of course anywhere where I walk. So, you know, it does give you that feeling that, well, who do you trust? Do you see what I mean? Okay, so even though I'm on this and I'm not in, thankfully, never will be, in one of those places, my delicious little babies, and this is nothing against anybody, very sadly, who is, but in a way, I'm suffering there we are as well, and there will be there we are others who are in the same boat as myself. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Okay, which leads me on to the final part of my video. So, you know, where ones are wanting to know everything that you're doing now. You know, how many times a day, you know, you go for a piss or a shit. You know, how many times you brush your teeth, how many times you have a shower. You know, it just goes on and on. So that's not freedom, is it, my delicious little babies? Okay, it's not freedom. Okay, I have not consented to any of this, and this has been going on now. Then there we are, a very long time. This is not just a 5-minute thing now, my delicious little babies. Okay, this is there we are, very serious indeed. Okay, so the final video for today is our lovely Not In That Way, Not In That Way, our lovely redacted. And by the way, usually with the little videos like this, so 633 subscribers, bless the video that I've just advertised. Let's hope to get the numbers up, okay? I haven't looked at any other videos. Usually these type will be a one-off unless there's specifically another one that, you know, will then pop up, and then, you know what I mean, seeing as I've looked at this one, because they do that, don't they? Then they pop up again. So unless there's something else that I need to point out, you know, for ones to please and thank you, take a look at. Very interesting in a very short space of time. Finally, it's our lovely Not In That Way, Not In That Way, our lovely redacted, okay? With our lovely Natalie and our lovely Clayton. They're a married couple, bless them. They stand at 2.88 million subscribers, my delicious little babies, and as with anybody who I advertise, and I will advertise again, capital S Simon, space capital D Dixon. On YouTube, Mardalishtuk Babies is now up to 173,000 subscribers. Okay, Mardalishtuk Babies, with anybody, I'll repeat again, not in that way, okay? I'm giving out information. There we are. I want to see everybody's numbers go up. Oh, the other one, MAG, all in capitals, MAG, spaces, Bitter Truth Next Level, YouTube, Mardalishtuk Babies. He's now up to, finally hit the 16,000 mark. Okay, Mardalishtuk Babies. So, you know, and he's been having problems as well, okay? Plus the fact I do not, and I'm noticing this on some of the videos, I'm not getting the notifications, you know, and in some cases I'm not even receiving videos, okay? Whereas at one point, there we are, I was, okay? Okay, Mardalishtuk Babies, and with dear Mag, bless him, not in that way, he breaks everything down. Simple things, breaks it down, okay? Very simply indeed. It cannot be any clearer how Mag does his videos, okay? It is whether one's out there, some will and some will not, okay? Who gets it, not being rude or disrespectful, and who does not. Okay, Mardalishtuk Babies, because it is a lot of information. It's a lot of information. Oh, and finally, sorry, it's all on my noddle. Capital G, Gary, space, capital W, Waterman. Okay, on YouTube, I think he's up to 6.09 thousand subscribers now on YouTube. Mardalishtuk Babies. He happens to be covering Companies House, gov.uk in our old England, Mardalishtuk Babies. Okay, there isn't anybody else who I know of. I'm just being honest, Mardalishtuk Babies. I've got no reason to tell porcupines, fibs. Okay, liar, bums on fire. No. Nobody else really seems to be covering this. Okay, so there's plenty there in the information that I've given you there. So let's go back to our lovely redacted. So the first part is the first video. You'll know which one it is. It's very clear to see, and it's demonic. Okay, this is demonic, okay? I was talking about this, there we are now then, years ago as well, okay? This is to do with the, this maid business, okay? In Canada, Mardalishtuk Babies, okay? I really would strongly suggest, I think it's nearly 27 minutes long, Mardalishtuk Babies, but bless all of the dear uploaders, may all of their numbers, there we are, Raz, okay? And, you know, just to make, you know, others aware, there we are, of what is going on here. Okay, Mardalishtuk Babies. The fact of the matter is, this is what I would call, and anybody else who's got a noddle, Mardalishtuk Babies, I happen to be very passionate about these kind of things now. This is medical murder. Murderers. Na 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 na. Yes. This is what this is. This is murder. Okay, Mardalishtuk Babies, okay? And it is very clearly broken down. Very easy to understand what our lovely Natalie and lovely Clayton are discussing here now, okay? And they always have a guest on, bless them, 9 times out of 10. Who is explaining, and their guest is called anyway, Kelsey. She was also on you know, not in that way, that trigonometry. And Kelsey's talking a lot about this, okay, Mardalishtuk Babies. It's very serious indeed, okay, because this is murder. They're doing the same over in England, Mardalishtuk Babies, okay, because they're trying to you know, to get everybody to warm to the idea, Mardalishtuk Babies, that taking somebody's life, in this case, on Redacted, I really strongly suggest that one's listen, Mardalishtuk Babies, from the age of 0, is it 0 to 12 year of age? Mardalishtuk Babies, this is very serious indeed, as well as adults and everything, okay? Now, they want to make it that everybody warms to it, that, oh, it's all right just to, you see, they use the word euthanize. Okay, no, it's not euthanize. You know, we say euthanize because it's obviously in the dictionary. But the fact of it, it's not euthanizing. This is damn well murder. Murderers. This is what this is. And any doctor in the here and now, 2026, who's doing this, or nurses, they're murdering little effing bees, man. Okay? I don't want to hear it. I do not want to hear the shit out their trap, isn't it? And I don't want to hear anybody else on any other channel, and there's millions of them, who defend these pieces of fucking shit. Okay? It's all right just to go and stick a needle in somebody, okay? And in some cases, and this is not the first videos I've heard, Martinish Babies, this is not, where they haven't done the job properly as they see it, then they go in and do it, you know what I mean? And sometimes there's families there and they're bloody allowing them to bloody damn well do it. I'm not shouting at you, Martinish Babies, I'm really, really not, you know. But you know something? It pisses me well off, man. And then you got other fucking do-gooders out there, haven't you, Martinish? Oh, yes, like in our fucking old England. Oh, yes, but if somebody's really suffering, no, they're missing the fucking point, man. This is not about if somebody's suffering. Okay, you could have somebody who is paralysed and they haven't got let's just say ability to live whatever our definition of normal is, a normal life, okay, in exceptionally, you know, very sad cases. But we're not talking about this. We're talking about damn well murder. Okay, they've been doing this now for a long time in Canada, Martinish Babies. It's very serious indeed. And not to mention the flipping, which has been around for bloody decades, the Liverpool pathway, which of course in our old England, they're saying that this doesn't exist. Oh yes, it damn well does. Oh yes, it damn well does. They're lying little fuckers, man. They're little fucks. You know what I mean, Martinish Babies? And that is the damn truth. And my dear Creator and my dear giddy God within love the truth, isn't it? And this is the truth. And how many over the decades, Martinish Babies, okay, where they've said, oh, you know, about donors and everything, right? And even if somebody has said, no, we want to keep our beautiful dear loved one, our beautiful dear family member or beautiful dear friend, we want to keep their body as it is, intact. So how does anybody know, Martinish Babies? How do we know how many times they've taken things away, parts of one's bodies? How does anybody know that? I've got a very good idea. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? And even on your driver's licence. You know, I mean, they're the most sneakiest little fucking bastards you can ever wish to fucking meet in your fucking life, my delicious little babies. And I wouldn't want to meet them because I wouldn't like my fucking tongue, you know what I mean? But I'm fed up of hearing it. I'm fed up of ones defending the medical profession. You know, how many doctors really and how many nurses, if we're truly honest to our hearts, how many are truly honest now? How many of them actually go and do an honest day's work? How many of them? There won't be many, Martinish, but I've got nothing across my shoulders telling me, not a lot. Okay, Martinish Babies, and one's got to open their eyes to this. I'm not talking about our delicious babies who already are. I'm talking about our delicious babies there we are who are not aware of this. Okay? It's something that it makes my skin crawl when I hear that this is clearly murderers. And then they're getting away with this. In my opinion, jack shit. Right, okay, so that's the first video, Martinish Babies. Thank you, our lovely redacted, okay. So, and I'm not shouting at you, Martinish Babies. No. I'm very passionate about what I'm very passionate about what I talk about. And that's somebody's son, somebody's daughter, somebody's niece, somebody's nephew, somebody's grandparent, you know, somebody's auntie, somebody's uncle. Okay, everybody belongs, there we are, to somebody. We all do. Do you see what I mean, my delicious babies? Yes. Now then, the final video that I'd like to advertise, my delicious babies. I wasn't going to come on my video and be this, and I do not give, and something else I want to say as well, my delicious babies. I couldn't give a figureless fuck about other channels. That's not me being nasty, my delicious babies, but I'm not talking about all channels now, okay? I'm talking about the ones with the sneaky snardy, lower than a snake's belly now then. They have little snardy comments. They will never say what channel or anything like this now then, you know what I mean? No, that's not how they operate, okay? Because they're a smooth operator. What they do, what year was that song now, Delicious Babies? No, what they do, they're quite happy to say about ones like myself, you know, who swear, which I do swear sometimes, my delicious, but I found myself swearing more in recent years than what I've ever swore in the whole of my fucking life, man. But they're very quite happy, aren't they? When they're stuck up their own fucking holes, isn't it? To fucking sit there and criticise the likes. Because I would feel that I would be in that category, you know, because we swear. So fucking what? Fuck. Good. If we want to fucking swear, we'll fucking swear. If we do not want to fucking swear, we won't fucking swear. Simple things. But who has a right to say, well, oh, we do not, really feel that, that's maybe the right way to come across, or maybe somebody's not being diplomatic. Oh, fuck that shit. Fuck that fucking shit for a game of fucking soldiers, man. Because that's what it is, isn't it? Remember those words, game of soldiers. That's a saying, old-fashioned saying, babies. That's what they do, isn't it? So they let others, mankind's sons, daughters, nieces, nephews, cousins, grandbairns go out on the front line because it's only a game to these, you know what I mean? It's whoever can get the ka-ching, ching, and plus, cull as how many as what they can, delicious babies in a short space of time. Do you get me? Yes. So anyway, so I've had my say there, delicious babies. I do not take anything back. No, I do not. Okay, I'm done saying it the way it is. Others can stay on their channels like they've got a plum in their fucking gob, okay? But those of us who live in the real world, delicious babies, okay? We do not like the shit that we're seeing. And neither do we feed it, okay? But you've got channels out there, like I just said, there's millions of them, who are quite happy to feed it. You see what I mean? All for a little bit of ka-ching, ching. You know what I mean, delicious baby? So I'm just going to rest it there, isn't it? Done saying what I'm done saying. So finally, getting back to our lovely redacted now, delicious baby. So the point is, they've got a man on there, what's his name? James Martinez, Ron James, on this latest video, delicious babies. I've just listened to two lovely redacted videos this morning. And so we went back to Palantir. Yeah, well, we already know. I've told others anyway. My delicious babies. I said, our data, our information's been sent to Barn in the USA. You know what I mean? Nobody consented to this, to do with our old NHS, my delicious babies. Who's consented to having their private information handed over to another party? Because for them it's, we're having a party. They can fuck off nicely, man. Get on the bike and pedal fast, little piece of shit. Well, anyway, Palantir is now having a problem, isn't it? But of course, because of everything what they've been doing, my delicious babies, okay, the fact of the matter is this is not going to end well, is it? But we get back to what I was talking about previously on today's video, on my video, that you're so very kind enough to listen to. Well, they've gone too far. There we are, way too far. Okay, my delicious babies, this is not good. And I mean, as Ron James is saying, the problems that are in America at the moment, they've got loads of problems in America, bless. You know, because at the end of the day, it's not the Americans, is it? Just like it's not our old England. Just like other countries, it's not their populations. It's who's running the damn fucking countries, isn't it? You know, and what is been allowed to be done to do with data and to do with everything, mad delicious babies. None of us have given consent to nothing in the world. None of us have given consent to this. And as Ron James pointed out, this is not going to be very good for solicitors, all in the name, lawyers. Okay, but of course, it's like anything. You look at any profession, they were created, there we are, for a reason. Okay, if you say somebody's going to court and you go to court and then, you know, you go, there's always a winner, isn't it? There's always a loser. It's very, very rare that you'll ever get it. Well, you do not. It's either you win or lose. This is the trouble with the world that we're living in, mad little babies, everything. Oh, you got to win or you got to lose. Well, who's created this? Because it's not you and our mad little babies in the world, is it? But this is well worth listening to. It's over 40 minutes long, mad little babies. Guys, very serious. This is very serious indeed. And of course, you know, this is to do with our privacy. But, I mean, there is another good thing that they were talking about. So it's not all doom and gloom, mad delicious babies. Well, I mean, there's going to be a lot more who, you know, with our dog and bones, they throw them out the fucking window, man. Do you see what I mean, mad delicious babies? Because ones are just going to have enough of it. I mean, at the moment, you're trapped wherever you go. Okay, something else that he said in that as well, to do with China. Okay, mad delicious babies, and this is not against the Chinese, okay, because, I mean, come on, they're in a shit system, there we are, they're in a shit system themselves, mad delicious babies, okay, not to mention all doing slave labour, you know, to feed the West and everything like this now then, do you know what I mean, mad delicious babies, but the fact of the matter is that it is discussed about different, pop a pill and different things now then, you know, things, that have been coming into our countries, mad delicious babies, do you see what I mean, okay? Not to mention all the technology, rewind and start again, technology, mad delicious babies, okay? That basically, yeah, you hear what's said on this video, mad delicious babies, is very, very important. There we are, important for ones to listen. Please and thank you. A little bit of time out of somebody's day or night. I'm not asking anybody, but I'm simply giving very good advice to please and thank you. Take a listen. Okay? Because right now, we're in a situation, my delicious little babies, okay? You've got the freedom of speech. It's like myself. You got the freedom of speech, but not the freedom of reach. And they clearly pointed that out. This CEO, long time back. So, you know, they're not wanting ones to talk. But please go back to the first video that there we are, that I mentioned as well, my delicious little babies. You see what I'm saying? Yes, okay? So, where they're trying to get everybody is that everybody would be like, you know, it's like, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. And if you don't do what they want, well, you know, you're up the flipping creek without a paddle in, aren't you, my delicious little baby? She said to me, and this is how they're rocking and rolling it, isn't it? But the fact of the matter is, the more and more and more who are aware. So when I heard that bit, you know, anyway, I thought about this long time. And who talked about this a lot? Oh, a long time back now. Not in that way. Hugo Talks. Haven't seen him for quite a while, actually, Hugo Talks. Because you don't see him, but he's, you know, he always talks on the camera, mad delicious baby as well, you know, bless. But he talked about this long time as well, you know. If none of us used our dog and bones, you know what I mean, and got rid of, do you see what I'm saying? And you sort of just go back, which is what I've been talking about long time. I do not need to listen to any video, no disrespect. I do not need to listen to any video to tell myself that I've got my own ding, ding, dong, dong, noddle. But you can see how this has come about. It's like, oh, yes, well, this will make it easier. And they were talking about landlines. I'm not pointing at you, my delicious babies. That's rude. They were talking about landlines, my delicious babies. Well, I've still got my landline. You see what I mean? That's the one thing now that I did not want taken out. You've heard me say this. Anybody who's heard my videos over the years will know. You know, the one thing I never wanted was for my landline to be taken out. Okay, my little babies, okay, and I've usually always, wherever I've lived, there we are, had a landline. You see what I mean, my little babies? Well, we never had all of these problems. If ones were out and about, you know, decades ago, and anyway, I'm not old, we're out and about. We never had no problem, you know, you go and meet up with friends for a coffee, or I don't know, you go on holidays or whatever you do, you go to work or everything, or, you know, you see ones out to work and that. You wasn't carrying a brick in your pocket, in your skyrocket, was you? But if somebody wanted to call you on the landline, or you wanted to call them, whether it's friends or family, on the landline, well, that's a hunky-dory tickety-boo, then you just get on with your day. But not with these little babies, okay? They're well and truly fixed to millions of household, shall we say, little babies, and bless any lovely dear souls, not in that way, to ones who very sadly do not have a fixed abode. Okay, little babies. So what is that I'm saying, just to, you know, just to draw a close to my video? Well, the fact of the matter is, my little babies, I can well and truly, there we are, see this happening. Okay? But extremely important to please and thank you, my little babies, please to take note of these videos and everything, my little babies, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, the fact of the matter is that, yes, we have really found ourselves in the sharp, my little babies, but the fact of the matter is we can also, there we are, find a way out, okay? But of course, with anything, you know, and if ones want their freedom, there we are, then there has to be sacrifices. I do not mean that sort of sacrifice, my little babies, but very sadly, talking about sacrifice, I'm so sorry, but talking about that, there will be some sacrifices, my delicious little babies, because you're going to have many who very sadly will not be able to cope without such devices, my delicious little babies, okay? It's going to send them round a damn twist. I mean, have you ever seen anybody when they're really angry, when they haven't got the dog and bone? Have you ever seen anybody who's super duper angry? They can be they are vicious and raw when they're very angry. And especially if you look at the teenagers, Marty, I'm not talking about all teenagers, no, I'm not. But you take that away from them. Oh, yes, we've seen some very angry young bairns. You know what I mean? If you're taking something away from them, do you see what I mean? Okay, remember a little toddler. You know, if they go into a shop, a little toddler, you know, they want those sweeties, you don't give them, you know what I mean? They're blarting like titilalas, throwing themselves on the floor, you know, giving a fantastic and wonderful performance, you know what I mean, just to show their mummy, daddy bears up, or their carers, or nana and granddads, uncles or aunties or cousins, you know what I mean. They really put on a display. Well, I tell you what, it gets worse when they're teenagers. Not for all, not for all. But you try and take something away from them, they're not a liking. Okay, so it's not going to be plain sailing, is what I'm saying, my delicious babies. So, on that note, and by the way, I wasn't swearing at you, my delicious babies. I'm just very passionate, there we are, for what I talk about. And if others don't like listening to my channel, don't have to fucking listen to my channel, do they? They can move from it. They can skip it. They do not have to watch. There's millions of other channels to watch, isn't there, my delicious babies, okay? But of course, there is also plenty of other channels, millions, okay, where you will have airheads, mankind, who operate their channels, okay? Then you'll equally, in the world, have other airheads who do not do any research. Not everybody marries little babies, but you will have other airheads where they do not do any research. They listen to the bullshit on, you know, channels married little babies, and they listen to it religiously. See, it's all like little cults. Here we are. Okay, married little babies is what this is. Okay? So the point is, not for all, but there are a ton of them out there. Okay, married little babies. So ones have got to know where to go to try and get the information. Not everybody's that good at not being rude or disrespectful, very good at reading. So what I mean is it's their lack of concentration. So some cannot just sit and read a book And some can. I can sit and read a book, no problem at all. But not everybody can. Some are better when it's they can visually see a video or they can hear it on audio. Some are better that way. Okay, my delicious babies, that's how I've just broken it down for you, okay? But the fact is, if more and more did the research, we wouldn't be in the fucking shit that we're in now. And let's face it, me included, I have been part of the system as well, my delicious babies. So I'm not sitting here like my own shit doesn't stink. The fact of the matter is, I too have been part of it, okay? We've all gone through it. I have in the decades, you know, the old materialism, all it, but no, I'm happy to live, there we are, with very little. Oh, and one last thing I want to tell you, my delicious babies, that beautiful cabinet that I showed you, I was talking to the dear gentleman actually the other day. Now, his uncle made 3 identical ones. So I've got one, and I'm not sure where the other 2 are. But his uncle was born in the, is it 1850s or something? And he passed in, was it 1937? Anyway, but the point of the matter is, this is over 100-year-old, so I was correct in what I said. Okay, my delicious babies, but it goes to show how the cabinets were made then. There we are, and they're made with love compared to how they're made now. Okay, my delicious babies. So wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. May your beautiful little selves, your beautiful little families, may you all be fully protected, and how I love you so. You're all super duper wonderful, super duper delish, and I love you, and I hope that you continue to feel the love, okay? Because we've got to all love each other, all give each other a great big, massive, super duper cuddle. Okay, my delicious babies. The sun has got his hat on, hip 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 hooray. I am sweating actually. I'm going to have to come off my video now, my delicious babies, and I really need to get the rest of my weeding done out the front. Okay, it's very therapeutic actually. And I've got some more little flowers to plant, you know, my algae ones, okay, which they've started to grow very, very, very beautifully now. Okay, my delicious babies, of course, once they're in the ground, how long they last for, only one knows. Okay, my delicious babies, thank you so very much for listening to my videos, to any of them. I know that some probably think I'm bonkers, crackers and crazy. No, I'm not. I'm very passionate about things. I haven't swore, like I said, in decades as much as what I've swore probably the past few years. Okay, my delicious babies, so no, there is nothing wrong with me or my noddle, okay? It's just that sometimes, because I get so, there we are, damn frustrated, okay, because I know we can all put a stop to this, there we are, today. And if everybody just got together and just said, no, 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 there we are, we would put an end to this. But of course, saying and doing, there we are, is 2 different things, isn't it, my delicious babies? Okay, but there we are, we shall get there. But we are going to have, what do you call it? A lot of, there we are, turbulence along the way. So it's going to be a bumpy ride. But however, there we are, I genuinely believe in a positive mental attitude. And I genuinely believe that they are not going to be able to conquer everything what they are wishing to conquer. Okay, my delicious babies, so we must always have a repeat once again, a positive mental attitude at all times. Okay, my delicious babies. So until my next video, you just look after now. How I love you so. Please try to take care of others because we are in a bonkers, crackers and crazy world. Love ya. Take care. Thank you. Goodbye.